What's going on YouTube? So gonna do my Outback Bowl preview, which is Tennessee and Northwestern, and I really meant to put this one in my original bowl prediction video. Not quite sure why I didn't. I think I just skimmed over it. So alright, I want to start with my keys for Tennessee. First one is get 200 plus yards rushing, which shouldn't be too much of a problem because they average about 221 this year, and they have been one of the best running teams in the country. You've got a dual threat quarterback in Joshua Dobbs that can really do it all. He's even had a 58-yard catch for a touchdown this year. So utilize that. Jalen Hurd and Alvin Kamara have been great this year for Tennessee. And, Jalen Hurd had a spectacular season, should be maybe one of the dark horses again for the Heisman next year. He was this year. And then Alvin Kamara was pretty much all he hyped up to be. Very good variance in backs between those two guys. Jalen Hurd can just run people over. He's got a little bit of speed to him too, but he's like 6'3", 6'4", so he's tough to bring down. And then Alvin Kamara is a small dude, but he's just straight up quick. Can juke you out, can outrun you, really whatever. So the second key is Joshua Dobbs. Around a completion percentage, around 60%. So obviously Dobbs has had some inconsistencies this year. Sometimes from just game to game or quarter to quarter. And you know what? He's also had games where he's played fantastic. Like I said, it's kind of hard to contain him in the pocket just because he is so fleet of foot. And he is accurate most of the time. On occasion, he gets away from him. Arm strength and accuracy aren't really his problems. It's just consistency and awareness. So if he can keep a 60% completion percentage, obviously keep the turnovers down, which really hasn't been a huge problem for him this year either, then I think Tennessee will be fine. And then the third one, this sounds obvious as fuck, but I'm going to say 18-plus point lead in the fourth quarter. So if you guys remember Tennessee earlier in the year, they blew something like 3 or 4, I think it was 3 17-point leads. They had one against Oklahoma, they had one against Arkansas, and they had one against Florida? I don't know if they had a 17-point lead, but they did have a lead. So obviously you want to make sure you don't blow those leads. Every game they've lost this year was a blown lead, so I would say you really don't have to worry about Northwestern coming back as much just because their offense isn't very good, but don't go into the fourth quarter with a 7-point lead assuming that you're going to win the game and then have your defense fall apart again. Tended to be a trend for Tennessee these last 2 years. So move on to my keys for Northwestern. First one is 200-plus passing yards. This has been a team that struggles to pass the ball this year. I think they're averaging something like 140 passing yards a game, maybe 150. I don't even think 150. They're one of the worst passing teams in the country. Pretty much a run-only offense, and rely very heavily on their defense. So if you can get a passing game going, then it puts a young, inexperienced Tennessee defense in a little bit of turmoil. So obviously that would help. Next one is get Justin Jackson. 20-plus carries. Has been a very solid back for Northwestern this year. Had over 1,300 yards. So let him do his thing. I think he's averaging somewhere around 4.5 yards a carry. So play Big Ten football, the football that they're used to. Like I said, if you can get a balanced offense going, great, but this is a Tennessee offense that can run the ball very well also, so they can control the clock. They can put up points, especially during the latter half of the season, put up 53 again. I believe, I can't remember if it was 53 or 54 against Kentucky, and then 53 against Vanderbilt. So Vanderbilt's defense played pretty solid this year, and if anything was solid for Vanderbilt, it was their defense, and Tennessee was able to take advantage of it. So, and they put up 59 on Bowling Green, which is not a very solid defense. But anyway, this is an offense that can put up points if you give them too many opportunities. Third one is continue playing solid against the run. I believe this defense is something like 13th in the nation against the run or something like that. It is a very, very, very good defense, and you know what? Tennessee's biggest threat is running the ball. Their little three-headed monster with Jalen Hurd, Alvin Kamara, and Joshua Dobbs. This will be a really interesting matchup to watch. Northwestern's run defense against Tennessee, and one that I'm actually kind of looking forward to. So move into my prediction, and I'm going to go with Tennessee on this one. I know that's probably a popular pick, but this is a Tennessee team that played very, very well in their bowl game last year, and I think that's going to continue. Now, this is going to build a lot of hype for them heading into next year, because if they do win, that's probably going to mean they finish around 17 or 18 in the rankings with a 9-win season. And I think the last thing Tennessee needs this offseason is a lot of hype going into next year, because they never really seemed to meet it over the last decade. So, this was really the first year in a while where Tennessee has finished where they started, because they started the year ranked 25th. I think they climbed up to like 23rd at one point. Now they're back to 23. So take advantage of this opportunity of getting to play such a good and highly ranked Northwestern team. Now, this isn't a cupcake game by any means. This is a Northwestern team that beat Wisconsin, that beat Stanford, that can beat some quality teams. But if you catch them, on a wrong day, like Iowa did, you can beat them pretty bad. Iowa or Michigan, that was a bad stretch for them where they got beat, I believe, by a combined... It was either by a combined 68 or 61. I can't really remember. So I know they lost 40-10 to Iowa, and I can't remember if they lost 38-0 or 31-0 against Michigan. So, like I said, if Tennessee plays solid, they can get it done. This is a Northwestern offense that's very one-dimensional, which can come back to bite them. But like I said, this is a team that's very solid on very, very solid on defense. Actually, might be the best defensive team in the Big Ten outside of Michigan State and Michigan. So, yeah. That pretty much includes my Outback Bowl preview. Like I said, for all my other ones, I'm going to put my previews for the other 4 I've done in the description below. Eventually, I'm just going to start putting a playlist together of all my videos. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, subscribe, like this video, comment. Like I always say, I love to hear what people have for their predictions. I love to hear what people have to say about it. So, let me know what you think, and that's pretty much it. See ya.